Good day, everyone. It's been some time since I have actually made a solid YouTube video, and I'm actually excited about this current one that I am making. Reason being is that the sketchbook that I have here, this little sketchbook, I I took it to work with me, and I would only draw before the start of my shift and during my breaks. So it's basically all the doodles that I just poured into this sketchbook while at work. So I would like to use this opportunity to actually go through every single page and explain my thought process behind it, or at least whatever I can recall. One thing to keep in mind is that this side, so the normal side that you generally open your book in, are my right hand sketches. And when I flip that over, oops, this one is drawn upside down. Basically, the opposite end of the book is where I do my left hand sketches. Why do I do that? Because I like to switch hands. I get bored from just drawing with one hand for too long. I find it keeps things interesting, and it's just the way I like to do things. So, anyway, that's the introduction. And also, if you're watching this video up to this point, please wait till the end, or at least skip to the end where I am going to leave a little chapter mark where I would like to share a biblical message with you, which is far more important than whatever content I am presenting in this video. All right, so this is the first page, and what do I see here? Something to do with, you know what? Let me use something to point at it. So something to do with Viking home here, Viking home here. Some kind of an rock-looking structure that's been carved where you got some entrance pathway. Obviously, this is a castle. Another, this kind of looks like, I don't know, some kind of a beaver looking animal, giant building where you got all these old people that go in and out of here. This is a cutout of a cozy looking home. Uh, you got the little stairs, chest box, fireplace, the bed, all the wood here, chopped up wood, carpet. Just a little fun sketch, really. Excuse me for the little sniffling that I have going on. I got a little sick where I work because I'm in construction. Like, I'm exposed to the elements a lot, so I find it's a lot easier to get sick. And where I was working several days back, it was by this several open tunnels where the wind was uh, channeled. So it basically, I would get hot, cold throughout my shift. And I think that's what made me a little bit sick. Anyway, let's get back to it. So what I'll do is I'll do some of the pages here, um, and then I'll flip over to the other side. Whatever, let's just go with the flow. Here it's some guy riding some kind of a creature. It looks like some mountainside with a whole bunch of houses, kind of like a little village but built vertically. Some kind of a water well, I guess, surrounded by cool stones. Some merchant selling stuff, and here it's another castle on a hill. I obviously like castles. I mean, who doesn't? How could you not? Here I am doing cutouts. Oh, and I probably mentioned this already, but when I am sketching, especially at work, I don't have time to sit there and do research and collect reference and do multiple drawings minimum. It's really stuff I'm just creating and using whatever is in my head. For the most part, I'm just pulling out data from my brain while I am actually doodling. So that's why a lot of these drawings look sloppy all over the place. They don't really make sense. But again, I mean, that's part of sharpening your creative side. So I'm just explaining that the time and place, which is why my sketches look so sloppy. So here it's all cutouts of ships. There's a ship here. Another time, that's the cockpit. The cockpit's here. You could this one a little bit makes more sense. You can see where the captains would sit. They got the pilot, co-pilot here. Another pathway. This leads into another section. This is the back part where I guess the engine is. Oh, he's got there's another ship attached to it so that you can actually go in here and fly this one out on its own. This is like we're kind of looking at where the captain would sit, and would be the cockpit area. You got all the cool, Star Wars looking whatever uh, inside of a ship type of thing. This sketch, I was at actually another job site, and I was working with this really cool coworker of mine. He was sitting during lunch. I tried to sketch him really quickly. I mean, very quickly. The time was very short. It Parts of it make sense. Like I captured somewhat of his nose, somewhat of his structure, a little bit of his so a portion of him I captured, but the rest due to time I didn't have. So later I finished the sketch and I converted it into this I don't know, some character guy that somewhat looks cool. It has potential. It has potential. Let's put it that way. Uh Cutout of basically it's like a little city of these fun looking houses. This is one structure. It's just one giant, I guess, vertical mansion. And then I made a cutout of it of how everything is connected. So you might have an interest here. Here when you're inside, this is the cutout part. You can go up this way, you can go up this way, you can be in this living area or head up this way or go up here. Another part that you can access. From here, you can walk over, go up. There's another room. And from here, you can go up another room. And it just basically, it's kind of like I am not only thinking about the exterior design, but also the interior function of it. Castles on a hill, on different hills really. So basically natural rock formations, and these people decided to build castles on top of them. That's the whole point of what I was doing. It's more of a thumbnail really, little thumbnail generation of different cool fun little ideas. Here we have side views of different ships. So there's a ship here. There's some cool looking ship here with the captain, the pilot here. This little one here I like. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I like this one with the cutout the negative space that I've provided. I think it just adds more of a cool design element that I don't know if that's really aerodynamic. I just thought it looks cool to cut out within the design. Some, I guess, Victorian looking mansion designs. One here, and then I just turned this into a one piece. You got the forest here, the hills back here, more trees planted, and there is your neighbor. And this is more like looking down at this section. So there's a house here. You can walk over into this one, or you can walk over into this one. You got the gates passing through. Vehicles. So side view of vehicles. Well, somewhat. I mean, this one is a little bit in perspective. This one is side view. This is more of a ship. This is a side view of it looks like, yeah, a war vehicle, really. You got this cool looking, um, whatever projectile. It shoots cannons and a whole bunch of bullets. You can see all the bullet chains here. You got a little guy here controlling it. There should be someone in here that actually drives around. Diesel engine reference here. You can see where all the fumes need to exhaust, leave the engine. You got the sharp ending that can cut through a lot of things by running into it. This one is obviously in 3D perspective, some kind of a fighter jet. This one looks like a little slow flying vehicle that could be used for research purposes or scan areas, but clearly doesn't look like a war machine. This one looks like a compact vehicle that's more vertically designed with the opened hood that exposes the engine. I would say a diesel engine, or maybe some kind of a futuristic engine. You got two different sections here of guys sitting and controlling the vehicle. Maybe he could be the driver. He could be scanning the area. This could be a whole bunch of cool radar and electronics for whatever scanning the environment. Maybe it's like a little survival vehicle. Uh, I like this one. I like this one. Once again, I'm not using any reference. Like I'm making this up as I'm going along. And at work, it's a little challenging because people distract me. I try to keep my headphones on because I don't like talking too much at work. I just like minding my own business. But my point is, with no reference, with nothing to, and when I say reference, I don't mean I want to look at something and copy it. That's not designing. But what I'm trying to say is when you look at real world things such as how vehicles are built, how engines are built, I can look at it and start understanding how it's put together and how I could incorporate that into my own design. That's how you're supposed to be using reference, not a 1-to-1 ratio. There's a car. Now I'm going to draw a car. There's my car. It's like, no, that's not your car. That's just you copying somebody else's hard work, really, somebody else's design, and then claiming it as your own. That's not true design. Anyway, back to the sketches. This is more of a video game style environment. So I got a classical giant door, got some torches, I got a whole bunch of catacomb where I got all these dead bone bodies left behind, roots everywhere, skulls everywhere, stones falling apart, giant pillars. I thought it was cool. This one is the same idea with the like a video game environment. And that door area, I turned it into a cross, obviously, because I am a Christian and I like leaving Christian symbolism in my designs. This one is once again, I like drawing video game style environments because I play video games. I grew up playing video games. So it's a big passion of mine. So it's fun to actually come up with my own worlds. This is somewhere high up in this over the clouds in the sky, or perhaps the mountains are so high and this is built right up there. It's some kind of a portal, and this giant, I don't know, demonic creature just came out, and you're the main character that was, let's say, teleported here, and now you're gonna face him off. And then once you defeat him, you pass through that portal and enter into his world and start, I don't know, shooting down demons. Something like Doom. More Victorian looking mansions. So yeah, I got some human reference here. It's yeah, some trees. It kind of looks like, it looks pretty cool. Like it's it, I wouldn't mind living in here. Let's put it that way. I obviously would want to redesign it so that it makes more sense, not just the right off the bat sketch. But overall, a good it has good vibes. Here you could walk down. I didn't finish the rest of the sketch. Sometimes I do that. I'll start something and I'll be like, I don't feel like finishing everything. I like the way it is. It's good enough. Moving on. Sometimes leaving things like this is obviously the main shot. Oh, there's a little church back here with a cross. What I'm saying is, this is what I really cared about. The rest are just supporting sketches. So that's why I'm like, don't finish everything, because when you finish everything, it kind of kills the vibe. It's good to have strong details, and then some kind of unfinished, sort of blurry um, sketches surrounding it, so that there is an actual focus. There's contrast. Anyway, here you got the rest of the villagers that live nearby. Um, Basically, this is the rich mansion or manor, and these are the more of the normal people surrounding this going up the hill type of village. This one, yeah, these. So I did this futuristic looking soldier holding some kind of a cool gun. I could tell this is my right hand sketch, and then I switched over to left hand sketches, and then I believe I stopped, and then I switched to the other side of the book, and I was actually doing left hand sketches. But I'll get to those. Um, you know what? I'll stop right here. I'll flip over to my other side of the book, and then we'll continue again. So here are some random character designs. Some guy with a skull and some kind of cool blade, some pirate looking guy, a guy with a hat and cool mustache, a pirate with a bird eh, with him, some guy here, some bearish looking character. This guy actually is one of my coworkers. I just try to remember what he looked like from memory and turn him into a character. Later on, you'll see in this book that I actually sketched him properly. Here, I'll flip back. The reason it's so messed up like that is because I try to draw with my left hand, but I realized that the cover, I keep hitting this cover. So it made sense to actually sketch away from the cover so that I'm not always hitting it. Yeah, back in view, more characters, some space looking suits, some octopus looking guy, a guy, there's a bird landing on his giant hat, and whatever else I doodled here. Back in view. Guy with his pipe, some, I don't know, Victorian looking soldier, some sort of mummy character. Yeah, this is supposed to be a pirate's ship. Yeah, some cargo here. Lantern, those guys washing the floor, cleaning the floor, scrubbing the floor, and you got these characters just in the background. It looks pretty stupid. Like I would have to redraw. There's many times over before it really makes sense, but whatever. That's the whole point of sketching and exploring ideas. Two separate different environments. Uh, the forest. You got the birds everywhere. You're the main character, and you're about to enter this hidden location and explore. It's more like a video game style type of sketch, which I've mentioned I really enjoy doing. And this is more of a top down, same kind of idea. You explore. Here the trees are completely different than this environment. I don't know if you can actually make out the way I try to capture the sketch. Some kind of a temple. You pass through here, go inside, and continue exploring. This is more of an underground passage that someone passed through, discovered. and they found a whole bunch of treasure. You got dead soldiers in here. Clearly, this place is full of traps. You got lanterns that you could light up so that you can continue passing through and exploring this place. For some reason, there's a chandelier down here. Whatever. It was a cool. I think it's cool. You got a whole bunch of gold that you can loot and continue passing through here and go beyond to explore. So, what's cool about these little ideas is that if I really, really like them, and later on in the future, I could take something like this and expand and actually explore beyond that. So, it's more like this is the start of a good idea, potential good idea, some type of village or proportion of the village, I should say here. So you got the house, the barrels, the stones, some kind of vegetation, the lamp. So clearly it's a bit modernized because they have access to electricity. Trees back here. And actually, now that I look at it, this place is pretty much abandoned because how it's all falling apart. You got all these tree roots and natural plants just growing everywhere, taking over. Basically, nature is taking over this place. So it's clearly not a. People have abandoned this place, really. But it's worth exploring. Once again, if this was a video game, you want to actually go in there and explore and possibly find really cool items that you could loot. With this one, I got some giant looking guy back here with some, I don't know. I guess they were separate sketches. I just turned them into one. I guess this guy could be his bodyguard and they work together. He's the main character and this guy supports him and protects him. Two random looking characters with modernized looking clothes. This one, what was I doing? Yeah, a whole bunch of characters here. This guy with his axe, clearly a bad character. Somebody up on the hill. Uh, Whatever. Just random sketches. I like them. They're just not strong. But whatever. That's part of exploring. Here's some orc looking guy. He's summoning something with his hand. He's got this boar looking humanoid character by his side, his little minion. Some guy with animal, um, what's called again, clothing on him. I don't know what he's doing. He just looks like a naked guy leaning over some head cut off, I guess. Clearly, these are bad people. Giant looking creature with his machete. Some nasty looking bug. Clearly, you don't want to be stung by this creature. Another giant with a whole bunch of human skulls. So clearly, this guy's a very bad guy. Some demon looking with his blades attached to his arms. And he's got his wings, so makes him extra deadly. He can grab you, he can cut you, he could fly, he could run. So this little bugger is quite vicious and dangerous. I think I was trying to draw female characters, but they kept turning out to look like men because my anatomical studies are not strong, at least not yet. So same concept, video game looking characters. They were meant to be female characters, but I think they just kept starting to look like men with long hair and female breasts. Anyway, they were supposed to be female characters. We got some witch here, some elves. Yeah, pretty much a page full of elves. So some giant looking demons that are very muscular but looking over his shoulder. Same with this one. This one just looks stupid the way he's staring. This one looks more natural. I don't know who that guy is. I guess I was just filling up the page at that time. Interior uh shots, looking down really. This I remember being inspired because of the Hunchback, so I decided to create my own version of what it would look like inside the what's called again, the Notre Dame church. So you got this table, you got the shadow from where the sun, I guess it's like the 5 o'clock sun right now. You got some guy up here, you got a whole bunch of bills. This obviously doesn't make sense why the way it's put together. Like if I had to if I did my research, I would make better decisions. But at that time, I was just putting ideas together. Here is it's another part. You're going down the stairs. You have a little table here with chairs, carpet, another table, I guess, with food on it, some giant heads. So it's not a copy of the Hunchback of Notre Dame, but clearly I've been inspired and I was thinking about, hey, let's create, my own version of an environment similar to that. I like this page. I feel things just made sense here. This guy holding his axe. Another guy, I guess he's an orc, sort of, with hair. Uh, he's got his blade. Another orcish looking character. Some guy with a sword. This one looks a bit medieval. This one looks like a pirate with this bird and a giant, pointy looking beak. Anyway, I really like this page. I think every single one of these can turn into full characters on their own. Here, I try to draw a fireplace with a bit of the background, some kind of a coats of arms design, whole bunch of, I don't know, I guess potions sitting up here. I don't know why potions, but I just wanted to fill something there. So we got the taxidermy, taxidermized. I don't know how to say that properly, but basically these are dead animals on the wall. Here we got some kind of a medieval street. Got the shops. Here, I guess this guy is selling stuff outside. Got the little bridge that's dividing this section of the little city or town. Yeah, I guess this would be considered a city at that time. And it keeps going back here. Here we have the channel for all the filthy water to pass through. This is more like a countryside, medieval looking town. You got the guy here with his horse and his wagon, some a house here, and it keeps going. I was inspired. I was actually watching, yeah, I was watching The Hobbit, or was it The Lord? Yeah, The Hobbit. That's right. I was watching The Hobbit, so where Frodo and, was it Frodo and his uncle? Why can't I remember his uncle? Uh, anyway, that's where Frodo lives. It's not the same house. I just wanted to create a house that resembles a house that would exist inside the Shire. So there's a little house, got the little lantern here. I got a tree at the front. Here's a pathway going down the steps. These stones are all broken. The gates are all old and rusty. You got roots everywhere, natural plants growing everywhere. Some reference of, hey, there's another one up here. So kind of give your brain, whoops, the impression that when you expand beyond this page, you see the entire um, green hill where these, I guess, hobbits live. This was supposed to be some kind of a, I guess, 18th century Victorian or 17th century Victorian looking soldier. He looks more like a dwarf with his bag, sleeping the bag where he's got his sleeping gear, some kind of food, his what is this? His drinking canteen, uh, his little what is that pan where he can cook his meal. I like this one. What- Yeah, I like this one. It's this is some kind of a looking what's it called again? That character, that film. Conan the Barbarian type of style looking character. So we got this guy, he's wearing some kind of an animal skin. He's got his little animal skull around his neck. Clearly, he's a wild person, very strong, very muscular, hunter. He's got this really cool sword. And the way I drew it and erased around here, it almost makes it look like it's glowing, so it's got superpowers. Let's say, yeah, why not? Why not? It's got superpowers. As you can see, it kind of glows around here, and all these dead man's bones and skulls around. So he's not someone to be messed with. This one is some kind of an underwater creature, very muscular, got all the fins at the right places, I guess, long hair. So if you're underwater, this is not someone you want to come across. Hopefully they're your ally. They're not going to be your enemy. I was trying to imagine a man putting both of his hands on his face with a shocking, I guess, some kind of a impression on his face. But I know it looks stupid, but whatever. I tried. Oh, here, this idea is similar to in biblical times when an angel or when the Lord would appear to people, they would always, always, always start by being extremely shocked and full of fear. So I imagined all these people here, they're panicking, freaking out, covering their faces when this angelic being appeared from the heavens, and he's coming down here to pass a message or defend them. Here, it's a similar idea. Basically, these two angels are down here, and they just defeated these demonic creatures, fallen angels. Right here, one is defeated, another one down here. So he's pretty much about to be destroyed. This one is already destroyed, and these powerful angels have dominion over that territory now. A soldier on a horse. That's always fun to draw, but extremely, extremely, extremely difficult to do because, I mean, just drawing a horse is already hard enough. But from imagination, I mean, oh goodness, so many things probably here don't make sense. And then drawing the human being reasonably well and then placing it on top of the horse. These drawings are not easy to execute. Here's another version, a whole bunch of skulls down here. There's some mountainside reference, or if you can see in the video. And this soldier, now that I look at it, this horse is enormous, or whatever. So he is extending his sword. He is pulling on the reins of the horse to show his dominance over whatever this, I guess, war zone is. This was meant to be kind of like a some lion creature with some kind of, I guess this is his pet, and this is the main character. He has a staff, so he's like a magician, and they're roaming to, I don't know, they're gonna go to their destination and fight some bad guys. some bird looking creature flying up in the sky. And just in case somebody's wondering what these marks are, they're actually writings backwards. I like to do that for fun. When I'm drawing with my left hand, I like to leave notes also in reverse. I just I like to have fun with what I'm doing really. This one looks too much like the Witch King from Lord of the Rings, so I cannot claim this as my own design, even though I drew it from my mind. This creature, this evil character is controlling this giant looking bird, and there's more birds here, so they're flying up in the sky, hitting to cause some destruction. Some goat looking character with a mouse sitting on his shoulder. Here's I guess, a hunter. He's got these two pets with him. He's got this bird with him, so the bird could be the tracker. These pets help him hunt and also track. And he clearly looks like someone that knows how to survive and not to be messed with. Some flying looking, somewhat women looking like character with her two dwarf characters. Some orc, I guess. Yeah, so there's an orc with his fiery looking blade. Somewhere interior, you got the table, got the vase plant. Yeah, that's pretty much it. The interior of some kind of a Victorian location, characters interacting, plants everywhere. Um, this is definitely inspiration from the game Dishonored. Not a direct copy, but inspiration from the top of my head of that type of environment. Another version of that, some kind of a round table, character sitting here. These are super hard to do, especially when you're just making them up. So, weird looking chandelier, lights, plants, I guess some kind of, yeah, bookshelf here, some kind of a storage cabinet, more paintings. So initially, when I started showing at the beginning of the side of the book about, I'm like, hey, that guy is a reference of my coworker from the top of my head. But here, one night he was sitting, and I had a chance to draw him. This looks a lot more like him, but because he was moving around so much, it didn't help. Anyway, I sketched him. This is what he looks like, and I put some kind of a medieval costume on him. People always ask me, "Hey, what is that he's holding? It doesn't look right." I'm like, "Well, it's actually the handle of his sword." So just in case you're viewing this and you're confused, what is that in his hand? Well, it's the handle of his sword, and the sword continues to extend down here. Just to be clear, some kind of a giant tree with all these little figures. You can see the scale of the human beings. Here, 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 and here. And they're, I guess, climbing and living up here, or maybe they live up here and their homes are up here in these giant trees that act as protection. Another version of living inside of a tree or on top of a tree, well, in this case, inside. So I didn't really finish the sketch. I left it as is. I guess sometimes I get bored with what I'm doing. I don't like the idea anymore. I just leave it like this too. But here you could see some steps, stairway, some where the torches are, where you got to be careful not to burn down the tree. The entrance door, I guess it can go up, it can go down, it can go underground in this giant looking tree covered by branches and roots everywhere. This one is I started with the idea of drawing these looking trees. Basically, they're very vertical and branches are just shooting up like this. And you got the canopy. And I decided to just add a whole bunch, create a pathway, add some kind of a mansion or abandoned home, which looks very explorable as a character if it wasn't a video game. I don't know. This one is just weird. It's some again, I tried to draw a girl, started looking like a guy. So got a whole bunch of these tentacles, clearly very dangerous, venomous looking. I hinted at the environment. This is an interior. There's the giant entrance door. You got these pillars. So it's more like think of it like a Diablo type of environment. And this guy, or I should say girl, is gonna just transform into a giant demonic creature that you will have to fight off. Some stupid looking knight with a sword and a dragon that looks like, I don't know, just got wet and wimpy looking. This one isn't meant to be a design. I was just trying to draw a pose that from so basically I was sketching a pose for live drawing studies, and then this was the same day or the next day. Without looking at it, I try to recall it from memory. That's all it is. And I made up some random images to fill up the page. This one is some guy with his pouch. This is where his sword is. He's wearing decent armor, I guess. Clothing plus armor. He kind of reminds me of those what's it called again? Renaissance looking guys. The way he's doing a pose. Some little guy back here. And I just thought he looked kind of funny the way he is. That's why I wrote bruh. Bruh. He was a hard-working farmer. He's got his lantern, he's got his pipe. The horse will be out here because you see the reins that he's controlling. He's got his luggage and he is on his way. I don't know, he's going to a new place, I guess, to start his life. Um, some kind of a castle-ish looking environment. So reference of a character. I basically drew these characters for scale. I trace them properly so that I would know if a guy is standing here, how big would they be compared to a guy here and compared to a guy here, so that we can see the scale of this place. Got to, it's a night environment with a reference to the moon. I try to figure out the lighting, and I left it like that because I don't know, I was just bored with it. This one just looks extra stupid. Some skeleton looking creature covered by fire, but fire didn't even work out. It just looks like a whole bunch of lions wearing some kind of a skull. I guess he used to be somebody important when he was alive. Oh, I'm going back to the right side. So those are all the let's sketches. I'm gonna go back to where I left off. Yeah, this is where I left off from the right side. Got some kind of a water town entrance. You got the merchants here. You got the little boats that pass in and out. Here's another boat. Here's a guy coming off the boat. Here's all the goods left behind. Fishing nets, barrels. Um, yeah, I'm gonna try to rush because this video is actually taking much longer than I thought. So some designs of ships, two guys rowing in a little boat, back of a ship, front of a ship, side of a ship. Some giant looking turtles with these I guess where it's kind of like the saddle. It's got the cargo area controlling these animals traveling through harsh environments. This is a more of a close up. Well, this is enormous now that I think about it. There's the little guy. It's pretty much a house on wheels. Uh, I don't even know why you need the wheels actually when you're riding this turtle, but whatever. I don't know. This was meant to be like a gladiator looking fighters, but he just looks stupid. I mean, the pose just looks like he's wearing a dress. It's not meant to be a dress. It's meant to be like those gladiator looking um ornamental things that they would wear on top of their armor. There's a guy defeated, there's a guy charging at him, and I guess he is trying to defend himself. I have no idea what he's doing with his feet. It just looks stupid. Some orcish looking king sitting on his cool chair. He's got his table inside of let's say a tavern. There's my attempt at a female character. Doesn't really look like a female, but it's still better than the previous sketches. Here's one that makes more sense. It's like a female. I say it's like because it's getting closer to what a female would look like. So she's holding a sword, wearing armor. She's ready to fight. Here's some male character. Looks like something that can fit inside of a Diablo game. Some knight with his sword and his dynamic pose. Two guys fighting. This guy is about to slash him. He's holding a shield as he's falling down. I sketched this with pencil lightly, and then I designed it on top with a pen. I thought I would like to make a change and start sketching in pen, but after that one sketch, I'm like, nah, I miss pencil. Well, he's meant to be like a zombie pretty much with a shotgun and his axe, but the way he's smiling and just doesn't really look like a zombie. A coworker of mine was sitting, but he was moving so much, and how so this guy that I sketched doesn't even look like him. So I just turned it into a character, gave him a ring, put a pipe in his mouth. Another attempt at trying to draw a female character. She's meant to be a zombie with a gun. Some knight with his potions, his sword. Soldiers on some mountainside fighting off a dragon. Some guy on, I don't know, the moon, I guess, with his cannons built into his suit because he doesn't know what he's gonna face, and he's got his robotic arm. Some guy holding two different guns. Ah, it looks stupid. Some bathhouse. There's one of the. This is the close-up shot of where you can come in, enjoy the hot water. It's like a jacuzzi in here. There's all around here areas for to swim. You got these statues, plants everywhere, some cool looking architecture, and it just keeps going and going on. This is inspiration from Frank Frazetta type of drawings where I try to create some kind of a pose where this guy is extending his arms up in the air to scare off whoever's here, and she's kind of like, oh no, please, no, stop, save me. Some Tarzan looking guy that's muscular holding branches, and he is on top of a tree. Yeah, that's it. That's pretty much it. These are all my sketches from from work. So anyway, if you have stuck around this long, I really, really appreciate it. And as I said, I want to share a biblical message before you leave. So please stick around for that. The Bible teaches that we've all broken God's commandments, whether it's lying, stealing, using God's name in vain, or even things in our heart. Jesus said that anyone who looks at a woman or man with lust has already committed adultery with them in their heart. None of us are as good as we think we are when we're honest about it. That's why the message of Jesus Christ matters. Jesus, who is God the Son, lived the perfect life we could never live, and he took the punishment that we deserve by dying on the cross. He rose again, showing that sin and death don't have the final say. The Bible says that when we turn from our sin and put our trust in him, not in our own works, we are forgiven, not because we earned it, but because of God's mercy and love. If you've never really thought about that, I highly encourage you to do so. And if you want to talk about it, feel free to leave a comment. So, once again, thank you guys for sticking around. Thanks for seeing my rough sketches from work. Thanks for listening to the most important part, which is the gospel that I just shared. I look forward to hearing your thoughts in the comments section. Definitely, if you like this video, please like it and share it with someone to help this little channel grow. Until next time, take care. Thanks again, and God bless you all. Bye.